Champions League semifinals, game 2, right? Game 1 of both of these games, in my opinion, were phenomenal games. I thought it was some of the better games this Champions League. Honestly, this format has given us some really, really good. Obviously, the knockout stage is normal, but we've gotten some very, really good matches throughout this Champions League campaign. I must admit, and it is pretty cool to be seeing a lot of teams that we haven't seen for a while in this round. Also, I didn't make a video on Barcelona or Real Madrid this weekend because, lads, I saw bits and pieces of the games, but I got a baby on the way. We're kind of doing family stuff, so don't expect a video every single time there's a game. Because some games I'm gonna miss. I don't miss Benfica games, but y'all don't want to hear about Benfica. But I do miss Inter and Real Madrid and Barca games often, just because I got family stuff. I got the wife, I got the baby coming, a lot of things going on. So if you don't see a video, it's not because I don't want to talk about it or I don't want to give my thoughts on Barca or I don't want to. It's just simply because it might be a little bit busy. Anyways, but I do want to say this. I want to touch on this first, and a lot of people might get mad at me for this, but. I am not a fan of the new champion. I'm a fan of the new Champions League with the league table. That was kind of cool. I'm not a fan of the way they changed the Champions League. What do I mean? Barcelona versus Inter Milan. And you put 3 goals in front of their fans in their stadium. And the other team, Barca, puts up 3 goals. And you have to fly back to Italy knowing you have no advantage after you smack the team up. You put up 3 goals against them. What am I trying to say? When this rule changed, I said that this rule is only good to favor the bigger teams. Now, Inter and Barca are both massive teams. But what I meant by that was, had this been a Benfica or a Monaco or a RB or a Sevilla, right? Back in the day, you would leave with an away goal advantage. That was a big deal. If you went to their house and you cooked, away goals mattered. And it was a big deal. Inter would be going home right now with a huge advantage. Instead, the only advantage they have is that they have moral, confidence that they could beat Barcelona. That first game might mean absolutely nothing to them, even though they played their butts off and put up 3 goals in another team's stadium. So let me know in the comments down below how you guys feel about that. Barca fans, in no way, shape, or form is this aimed towards you. I've always said this. I've always said that I wasn't a fan of removing the away goals because it made it very hard for other teams to go through. It made it hard for I remember when Porto won the Champions League many years ago. Away goal at Old Trafford was huge for them to go on and make the final. These things matter, bro. Away goals used to matter, and there was an opportunity for smaller teams to knock out bigger teams because they would get away goals. Now, I understand what it was trying to do. It was trying to take away anti-football, stop teams from playing park the bus, but let's be real. We get parked the bus in league football. We get parked the bus in knockout football. We get parked the bus in no matter what the circumstances are. It's just the way football is nowadays. Anyways, Barcelona versus Inter Milan. No ball day for Barcelona. That's, in my opinion, a big deal. Lewandowski back from injury, but not 100%. I think he's a big deal. That's a very big deal. Just like the Lewandowski, if Lewandowski's not there when Lewandowski was not there for Barcelona, if Martinez is not there for Inter, I think it's going to be a big deal. Before this first game happened, lads, let's be real with each other, okay? I said to you guys that I thought that Bayern would have been an easier team for Barcelona to play against, that Inter would be very hard. Now, when I said that thinking that Inter could put a goal and then defend it well. I did not think that they were going to put up 3 goals against Barcelona. So I don't want to act like I told y'all, I knew it. No, let's keep it real. I personally thought that Inter would be able to put a goal or 2 and just defend it really well. I didn't think that they were going to put up 3 goals, right? And really who bailed out Barcelona was a 17-year-old kid that goes by the name of Lamine Yamal. If Lamine Yamal wasn't there, who knows what would have happened to Barcelona in this game, because they look completely out of it. They look completely out of everything in this game. They looked in shambles, and then Lamine Yamal saved them when it was 2-0. And they really went back on their little run, you know what I'm saying? So for me, lads, I still think that Inter is going to be Barca's hardest team in this round, or maybe in the rest of the Champions League, if I'm being honest with you. If I'm being 100% real with you, and please nobody take this wrong, I think PSG is a harder matchup for Barcelona than Arsenal. And I'm only going off of play styles. I think that if Arsenal made the final against Inter, I think Arsenal could win it. I think if Barca makes the final against Arsenal, Barca can win it. I think if Barca makes the final against PSG, PSG can win it. So it's just matchups, coaches, matchups, play styles that I look at and in my head I think. But with that being said, I just feel this is going to be a super hard game for Barca to go to Italy. I just feel it's hard for me to go against Lamine Yamal, bro. The kid's been just showing up all the time in the craziest circumstances, and he's a baby, so I shouldn't be putting this much confidence in him. But I still think Inter's going to be the hardest team. I think if there's any team going to knock out Barca, I think it's going to be Inter. So my heart wants me to say Inter, but my head is going to tell me to say Barcelona because they've just been too good this season. They haven't lost many matches this season, and Inter played one of the best games they could play and still couldn't beat them. So that's what scares me. Inter played one of the best games they could have played against this Barcelona team, and they only tied them, which makes me wonder, can they beat them? With that being said, I'm going to pick Barcelona, but I think we might need extra time to settle this one. That's what I'm thinking. PSG versus Arsenal. Party's back, no injuries. Party's back, missed the first game. For PSG, Dembele dealing with the injury. They're going to see, he's not training, by the way. They're going to see if he's ready to go when the match starts. So with that being said, this game is huge. I don't think it's over, but I do think Arsenal's going to have a really hard time with this French team, and I think people are not understanding how good of a team this is. This is a very, very, the number one thing I want people to understand is I'm saying team, because PSG before weren't a team. Now they are a team. These players play for each other. These players care about each other. These players play for each other. They got an amazing goalkeeper in that. Dembele health, he's insane. Amazing midfield with João Neves and Vitinha. By the way, one of the biggest deals ever to get João Neves for $65 million. When he left Benfica, I was mad because of that price tag, but not so much because of that price tag, because he's just a player I didn't want to see leave, just like João Felix. I really like those players. But I knew the kid was so talented that we wouldn't be able to keep him for too long. Remember the name. João Neves. This guy will play for one of the top clubs in Europe. I don't know if it's going to be Barcelona. I don't know if it's going to be Real Madrid. I don't know if it's going to be Manchester United or City. All I'm telling y'all right now, this is going to be one of the better box-to-box midfielders. He's 19 years old. This kid's a wonder kid, bro. Came out of nowhere last season. And look, you guys are laughing at me now. Y'all laughing at me now. But then he's going to come to your team, and you're going to be like, Skills, you told me so. So wait 2 years and watch what happens. And I think he found a really nice home at PSG. If I'm being honest with you, if I could go back and re-look at it, I would have wanted more for him, but I still would have wanted to sell him to PSG simply because he plays all the time and they're doing good for his career. And I think that's very, very important. You know, when Renato Sanchez left Benfica, I really, really liked Renato. He went to Bayern. I didn't think it was a good move. At the time, they had had Goretzka and all these amazing midfielders. I just didn't see what the heck the point of him going there was. PSG, this was perfect. Anyways, lads, I do think PSG is going to eliminate Arsenal. I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. I think this is one of the best teams in this competition. I think after Liverpool went out, they're the second best team in this competition. I think Barcelona was 1 and PSG's 2. I think a lot of people aren't really paying attention to what PSG's doing, the football they're playing. But this team is insane, man. This team's an insane team, a very, very good team. They've been resting players in the league for a while now, as they had their league locked up. Dembele is playing like an absolute monster, and no one's really talking about him because it's Ligue 1, but he's destroying Ligue 1. So I really see a strong PSG. I don't think it's going to be like a walk in the park. I think this game's going to end like 4-3. I'm being honest with you. Or like 3-3. You know, I could see like a 3-3 result. And then PSG goes through because of that goal that they scored 3-3 in France, but they scored a goal in England and they go through 4-3. I could see that, lads. I could definitely see that. I think it's going to be a really fun game to watch, an entertaining game to watch, but I'm going to pick PSG. So I believe the final is going to be Barcelona versus PSG. I could be wrong here. And we're going to be able to watch that boy Luis Enrique go up against a team that he used to manage. That's kind of what I'm seeing. I could be wrong, but that's going to be my predictions, lads. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think, where I went wrong, what I said wrong. But my first predictions, I'm going to stick with them. I'm not going to switch too much. Again, I think if there's any team to knock out Barca, it's going to be Inter. I really feel that way. I felt that way since it started, since before the game happened. But I have a hard time seeing a team put up 3 goals and it's still not enough to beat Barcelona. Inter played that game perfect and they couldn't beat them. How can they knock them out? I don't know. We'll have to see. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Arsenal fans, I do not hate your team. I hate this, bro. Y'all be saying I hate your team. I don't hate your team, bro. I see football as like just a neutral when it's not Benfica. And I just give you my honest opinion. I like watching Madrid, but bro, when Barca outplays them, I tell you that.